Hello. Today's videos I am making because I would like to discuss a few things about the Ark of the Covenant with you. The Ark of the Covenant is a sacred holy box. And we also noticed in the Bible there's something else called the Ark also, and that's Noah's Ark. It's a big boat. Okay, so I'd like to bring to your attention that I got a moon clock and a tide clock. See, this is at high tide and low tide. I set the tide clock according to the tides in New York City. I tried to look up online the tides of Lake Erie here in Ohio, and I couldn't find any information. And I thought to myself, wow, why can't I find information about the tides of Lake Erie? Even if the tides are only like a few centimeters, it yet is something that would be studied by universities and schools regularly anyway, and why wouldn't this information be online? So I'll look again. I just decided to go ahead and set this to New York, the tides of New York City, and the moon phase clock I set to the Ohio moon perspective. See, this is actually a chalkboard and I could write on it New York City tide, Ohio moon phases. Okay, this has a nature and I mentioned that these here have to do with the rollovers. Having a tide clock is all the more it's something you should have in your home, even if you live very inland from a shore of an ocean or a big lake or even a smaller lake. It's something that you should think about regularly. If we think about the tides and the moon regularly, there's something about see, we tend to overlook things. As I mentioned, when I first went homeless, I realized I made observations about phenomenon in nature that I usually would overlook. But once I was homeless and I had this norm, my mind wasn't preoccupied with work and things, and I began to think about variables very regularly. So it is good for our minds to think about these things regularly. So it's very, very good to have in your home. Even if you live inland, you could yet have a tide clock and a moon clock in your home, and it's very good for your mind. Because if you think about these things regularly, you begin to think about other variables regularly, and you don't overlook things as much. If you're wondering about fluxes in time and changes and things like that, this is very good for awareness, because you're thinking about these things regularly. Here I have a barometer, which also has a hygrometer and a thermometer a part of it. The barometer and the hygrometer and the thermometer is all in one face. And I was hoping to find another brass instrument like this, but it would have the tide and the moon clock all in one face there. And then I could order a piece of wood and cut two circles, have them cut two circles in it, and then put these both on a piece of wood to be right here. That's what I was hoping to do. I couldn't find one so I decided to go ahead and get this chalkboard one, because it was fairly inexpensive, and those hands, those are different than a regular time clock. See, they move slower. See, this moves very, very slower, very much slower. It only goes around completely, every 29 days or so. And this isn't quite 24 hours either. It's not, the hands move at a different time. So it's very good for the mind to think about when considering, the scriptures, all of them, not only just the Bible, but the sutras of Hinduism, the Quran, the Buddhist scriptures, and even the Book of Mormon and the Talmud. You know, those, I mean, when you study these things are very good. Okay, I'm going to put on pause. Okay, so we're going into my bathroom. I'd like to bring your attention to a bath shelf that I had custom made or ordered. I measured the length of my tub and everything, and I gave to the people online the measurements, and I had them custom made. This is made out of cedar wood. I'm going to move these objects off of it. It looks like it could be a durable bath bench that you could sit on, but it's not. It is a bath shelf. If we look at the edge here, we could see that these two side pieces of wood come in contact with the tub. These other pieces of wood don't come in contact with the edge of the tub. And also, unfortunately, if you were to sit on it, you would also get a splinter right here. Look at that. I gotta put glue on that or something. But anyways, we're gonna take it out and look at it, because I'd like to show you how it is not a bath bench. See, here's a screw right there. See, each has 6 screws. You know, here they are. Screw. These are the 6 screws, 2, 2, 2. And if you were to sit on it, the weight of your body would be all upon these screws. See, it's just the screw that connects this to this. You know, so if you were to sit on it, the pressure of your body it puts the weight on the screws, and it's not designed to be a bath bench to sit on. This is designed to be a bath shelf for you to possibly use with a bath bench, and or just taking a bath without a bath bench. But if you see, in the future I'm going to have a bath bench made which is similar to this. You put it in the tub and it's on, on each side, but it's designed to sit on. And then you could put things on your bath shelf here to bathe with. So here's a dipper. This is a dipper. So if I had a bath bench here, I could sit on it, and then I could bathe with a dipper. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to put the dipper back on there, along with my soap and shampoo and conditioner here. And I'm going to talk more about this because this is very pertinent to the Ark of the Covenant. Okay, so on to my next video.